Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of colors by the Licking County Sheriff's Department Honor Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Welcome. For the consideration of our graduates and their families, we ask that you please silence all mobile devices during the ceremony. Please also refrain from photography or video near the stage area. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Dr. Coe.
Good evening, everyone. The faculty, candidates, and guests of Central Ohio Technical College are assembled, and I now proclaim the August 2013 commencement ceremony to be in session. Before we proceed, I would like to call your attention to the many flags that are surrounding the stage this evening. These are the flags from the countries of origin represented by our diverse student population. The college recognizes and values the diversity of our students, and we have enjoyed increasing diversity in recent years. We display these flags proudly at campus events as a tribute to the varied cultures that flourish on this campus. It gives me great pleasure tonight to introduce members of the Central Ohio Technical College Board of Trustees. These are the trustees who are able to be with us this evening. Trustees are appointed by the governor of the state of Ohio and by local school boards. As I call your name, please remain standing for recognition. Cheryl L. Snyder and Billy Zimmers. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce Cheryl Snyder, Chairperson of the Central Ohio Technical College Board of Trustees, and she would like to offer comments on behalf of our entire board.
Thank you, Dr. Coe, and good evening, graduates. Welcome to you, your families, friends, supporters, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, I extend a warm welcome to each of you as we celebrate this very special milestone occasion. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Central Ohio Technical College, I offer heartfelt congratulations to each of you on your meaningful and significant accomplishments. Your successes put purpose to our work at your college. I especially applaud your dedication to finishing your program requirements during these summer months. I'd like to share a few facts with you about your graduating class. The number of graduates this summer is 208, and many of you are represented here this evening. Your class represents 20 of the 88 counties in Ohio. The average age is 30, and the age span is 5 decades. The most popular majors, probably no surprise, nursing, surgical technology, and business management. Much progress has been made in expanding access to higher education, and even more progress has been made in the expansion of options that are available to each of you for building upon the foundation of your COTC education. Wherever your journey takes you, we hope that you will remain an engaged member of the community and that you commit to staying connected with your college through the Central Ohio Technical College Alumni Program. You will join the nearly 10,000 professionals that are part of the extended COTC family of graduates. Your accomplishments make us very proud. Congratulations.
Thank you, Cheryl. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening I have the distinct honor and privilege of introducing our keynote speaker, Dr. Stephen Huizinga. He is Assistant Professor of Philosophy and, very importantly, the 2013 Teaching Excellence Award recipient. As is our tradition, this award was announced at our spring commencement. It is presented annually to a COTC full-time faculty member in recognition and promotion of teaching excellence. After receiving his award, Dr. Huizenga stated, quote, "My goal in teaching is to show students how to think clearly and critically. Doing this fosters not only greater intelligence, but also a disposition of humility and respect toward others, and in that process strengthens a student's character and our communities," end quote. Professor Huizenga has taught at COTC since 2010. He holds a PhD in philosophy from the University of California, Santa Barbara. He also earned a BA in psychology from California State, Long Beach, and an MA in philosophy from Texas A&M. Prior to joining COTC, Dr. Huizenga was an adjunct faculty member at Westmont College, Azusa Pacific University, and Community Christian College. In addition to his teaching strengths, Dr. Huizenga's areas of academic research include political philosophy and normative and applied ethics. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Stephen Huizenga.
Hearing all that said makes me feel very impressed with myself, actually. I hate to say that, but it's true. I'm also rethinking my notes here. I put them in a 12 font, and to be frank with you, they'll be hard to read. So, I'm going to begin with a confession. I'm very nervous about speaking to you tonight. I'm not normally nervous teaching in front of a class. Any student who's had me in class, I'm fairly comfortable. This is a different occasion, though, and so it pulled me back to some advice I was given several years ago. When I was a graduate student, I had a paper I had written for a professional conference accepted for presentation. And I had gone to an advisor and asked him for some advice. I was very nervous about this. Philosophy is a unique discipline in that we have this strange tradition. When we want to honor our notable members, what we do is we hold a conference and we put them up there, and then we line up people who disagree with them to tell them why they're wrong. And I was a little nervous, I think understandably, about having my ideas subjected to this sort of rational scrutiny. And so I went to my advisor and he said, this is important advice now, begin with a joke. All right, so here we go. Unfortunately, I had originally crafted a joke for this evening about Notre Dame and their desire to join the Big Ten. Yeah, I'm not close to retirement, so I just decided to forego that joke and just jump right into if you're okay with that, just jump right into the meat. For those of you who have taken a course from me, you will know that I am not fond of talking about feelings, at least not in my classes. You are free to do that in Dr. Sample or Mr. Courtney's psychology classes. You are free to regale the villainous Scott Wilson with your expressions of sentiment, but not in my classes. I rather anxiously correct students when they express their ideas by saying, I feel. Don't get me wrong, it's not that I think feelings are unimportant. I'm told by my wife that they are very important. But I firmly believe that they should be carefully separated from our thoughts, from our expressions of what we take to be true. Feelings are not the kind of things that can be true or false. It's obviously inappropriate for my wife to look at me as I shed my man tear at the end of Saving Private Ryan and say, false. This doesn't compute. It doesn't fit. Feelings are by themselves don't lead to truth, and so in my courses, I'm very strict about removing them from our dialogue. But of course, tonight is different. Tonight's ceremony, the COTC Summer Commencement of 2013, is a celebration of you and what you have accomplished. So tonight, I say, let the feelings flow. I will not correct them, at least not for tonight. I believe, I'm off my notes. Of all the feelings that we should feel tonight, I believe the feeling that we should feel most prominently is pride. Pride in what you have accomplished. So be proud, graduates, and be proud, friends and family. And in point of fact, you, graduates, friends, family, all of us in this room have a great deal to be proud of. But I want to share with you as my final bit of instruction and encouragement as you leave COTC, that you have more to be proud of than you may realize. Yes, you should be proud of what you have learned in your various disciplines, the various technical skills you've developed. You leave COTC as a skilled member of society with strong abilities in business, accounting, nursing, forensic science, the list goes on. And you have improved your basic skills in reading and writing, math and science. But you have also advanced in other, less tangible ways. The pride that you feel tonight should not only be focused on the new technical and academic abilities you have developed over the past few years, but also, and I believe perhaps more importantly, on the character you have proven to possess by virtue of your being here tonight. Let me illustrate the point I'm attempting to draw our attention to. One of my best friends is in the Navy, and for the duration of his career has been one of the world's elite, a Navy SEAL. During his time as a SEAL, he has served several years as an instructor at BUDS. This is Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL School. It's the 6-month training, or some would say torture session, you have to complete if you want to be a SEAL. In BUDS, as an instructor, he has watched countless young men attempt to overcome the challenges one must face to be one of the world's most highly trained and skilled warriors. These challenges are not easy for anyone who attempts them. They are physically demanding, requiring SEAL hopefuls to push themselves further and to do more than they knew was possible. Talking candidly one evening about his observations as an instructor and the type of person that makes it through the training they endure, he observed that it's not the ones you might initially think. What is common to those who make it through is not great physical stature or ability. Of those who enter BUDS, he said, all of them have the basic physical abilities to complete training. They have each had to meet minimum physical standards to get there. Yet less than 1/3 survive even the first phase of training. Why is this? Some will be injured, but many of those are given the opportunity to return to training after some period of recovery. The reason he claimed that less than 1/3 will complete even the first phase of training is that they do not possess the resolve, the character to see their training through when it is not comfortable, when it is painful, and when you have every reason to quit. The vast majority of candidates are not dropped from training for a failure to meet physical standards. They quit. They make the conscious choice in the face of the next obstacle to relieve themselves of the pains of the next evolution. This illustrates a truth of life, and one that is played out here tonight. Being a SEAL requires one to perform physical feats that push them to the limits of their abilities, but what it takes to perform at the limits of one's abilities is something beyond. It is something more. It requires something more than the basic physical ability to run 10 miles in deep sand. What it requires is a certain sort of character, one that demands of the candidate that they utilize fully the body's strength, even though the body is tired and weak. And so we arrive at that truth of life. To succeed in any worthy goal requires strength of character that surpasses and pushes us to grow in our abilities, whether they be physical or mental. I stand here before you tonight to point out that you have demonstrated this same thing. Over the past few years in pursuing your degree, you have taken classes that were not easy. You were pushed academically, mentally, and to some degree physically. Your instructors asked of you things you had not done previously and that at times you may not have believed that you could do. And you have faced obstacles in the form of illness, sick family members and children, broken down cars, financial challenges, technical difficulties, Moodle, snow, sleet, heat, rain, wild animals roaming about Zanesville. But at the end of the day, when all is said and done, you are here now. You made it. You have demonstrated not only proficiency in a specific skill set, but that you possess the character to press forward and to meet the challenges. You have demonstrated that when life rises up in opposition to you, rather than shrink and run from that challenge, you in turn rise up and overcome. Be proud tonight, not only of what you have accomplished, be proud of who you have proven you can be. Be proud to have demonstrated the strength of character it takes to accomplish what you have. When you take that tassel off your cap tonight, and as many invariably do, hang it from the rear view mirror of your car, or frame it and place it proudly in your home or office, let it be a reminder of the most important thing you leave COTC with, your proven strength of character. Now, one final note before I conclude and you all rush off to Texas Roadhouse. By the way, I recommend the prime rib, just saying. Know that your journey, the one that you undertook while enrolled at COTC, is not over. You have proven, and we celebrate here tonight, that you are capable, both technically and morally, to meet the challenges of life. But while your time at COTC comes to a close and your technical training here is over, the challenges of life do not end tonight. It is a part of the human condition that you will face challenges throughout your life. This is unfortunate, but it is true. When you do, remember the struggles, both personal and academic, that you faced in your time here, and most importantly, remember that you rose to that challenge, that you did not shrink from it. Remember what your presence here tonight proves and what that tassel and cap and gown symbolize, that you can rise to the challenge, that you can prevail. And in those challenges, demonstrate the virtues you have fostered here. Be humble. It is through humility that our weaknesses can become strengths. In my years in education, I've observed this many times with students. Very often, the student who humbles themselves and asks for help when they struggle become one of the strongest students I have. When we live with a lack of humility, this leads to missed opportunities to grow, to develop, and importantly, to connect with others. It is also through humility that we can be excellent. From time to time, I talk about with my students the difference between excellence and perfection. I have not, nor has any instructor here, asked our students to be perfect. To be perfect is to get it right the first time, every time. But this is not a reality. Humans are not perfect. For proof, watch any show with the word judge in the title. But while we cannot be perfect, we can be excellent. Excellence is not getting it right the first time, every time. It's a response to getting it wrong. The excellent person gets pushed back or knocked down by whatever confronts them, but rather than shrink and lament their newfound position on the ground, rises up and goes at it again until the job is done right. And know that to be excellent, to get up when you are knocked down, requires humility about the fact that you were pushed back or knocked down in the first place. Be courageous. Face your challenges head on. Do not deny that they exist, and do not run from them. Sometimes courage requires you to stand up and to speak, and sometimes it requires you to sit down and to listen. Be attentive to what courage requires. Either way, when a challenge confronts you in your life, career, further education, family, or from wherever, boldly stand before it, confident in the knowledge that you have demonstrated by your presence here tonight that you have what it takes. Be gracious. I have heard, and my experience has confirmed, that there are two kinds of people in the world. When things go wrong, there are those who blame themselves, and there are those who blame others. If you are the first, and when life gets tough, you blame yourself, remember to be gracious to you. You are usually not so as fault as you would suppose. As at fault, proper English, sorry. And if you are the second, And when life gets tough, you blame others, be gracious to them. Usually they're not so as at fault as you would suppose. I agree. Finally, endure. When the troubles of life come, do what you did here. Endure. The challenges of life are many things, but not all of them are bad. Challenges like the ones you faced in your education at COTC provide invaluable opportunities to strengthen your character, to become even greater. Don't seek to escape challenges, trials, or troubles. Avoidance behavior leads to all sorts of difficulties. Ask Lindsay Lohan. Be like the athlete who uses resistance to train their body, to strengthen themselves physically. Use the resistance of life's challenges as an opportunity to strengthen the most vital part of you, your character. When those times come, do what you did here. Endure and overcome. You will be better for it. In closing, I want to thank Dr. Coe, the board, and the awards committee for the opportunity to share my thoughts with you all this evening. And I want to thank the students who supported me for the Excellence in Teaching Award. You may now cash your checks. And I would like to give a special thanks to my family for their love and support, my beautiful wife and boys, and finally my parents who drove here from LA, both to be here tonight and to help me fix my deck. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Huizinga. Your motivating comments will remain with us. Thank you so very much. Graduates, at this time, it is my presidential privilege, as we celebrate your accomplishments, to also highlight just a few of COTC's. This summer semester began with great anticipation, and I want to recognize the fact that your college exceeded its enrollment projections on all 4 campuses. We are absolutely thrilled with that. You'll remember that institutions across Ohio, the previous year, we've had great challenges with regard to enrollment, so we're very thrilled. We see hope in the future. What a way to kick off the new academic year. The timing could not be better as momentum builds. COTC will be launching a new 5-year strategic plan in January, and that plan will guide us into the future and set a direction for your college. As another milestone, you may have noticed the signs around campus and the website postings that have indicated that all of COTC's campuses are now officially tobacco-free. We are striving to build the healthiest community possible, and this huge step takes us closer to that goal. Our Coshocton campus is celebrating 10 years of serving the community. What a milestone. We are so grateful for the ongoing support of the Coshocton community. And our Knox campus, your Knox campus, received LEED certification at the gold level this year, and that was given by the U.S. Green Building Council. And that award was both for the environmentally friendly design and construction of Ariel Hall in downtown Mount Vernon. Our Pataskala campus is entering its 3rd year as home to the Lifelong Learning Institute. This autumn coming up, the semester will be our most robust yet, with nearly 70 hours of educational opportunities for mature learners in Central Ohio. And now I want to just briefly recognize a few caring and dedicated groups of people who have supported these graduates along the way. First, I would like to ask that all of our COTC faculty members please stand for recognition. Thank you. And would all of our college staff members please stand for recognition? They're around the room here. Thank you. And last but not least, will the family and friends of our graduates please stand for recognition? At this time, we will recognize those students graduating with special distinction. Dr. Berry?
It is my pleasure this evening to recognize those students graduating with honors. To help you appreciate the difficulty of excellence of their achievement, let me note that on our college's grading scale, a perfect 4.0 grade point average indicates that a student received straight A's. The students graduating with honors have earned an overall grade point average of 3.5 or higher out of a possible 4.0. The names of students who have achieved this level of performance are identified in the commencement program. Also, Central Ohio Technical College honor graduates can be recognized by the gold tassels on their caps. Will all of our Central Ohio Technical College honor graduates please rise? Thank you. Please be seated. Other honor graduates are members of Phi Theta Kappa, the International Honor Society of two-year colleges. These students maintained at least a 3.25 grade point average and are involved in numerous service projects on campus and in the community. Phi Theta Kappa students are wearing gold stoles. Will all of our Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society graduates please rise? Congratulations, you may be seated. Additionally, I would like to recognize those students who are graduating with double associate degrees. Will all of the students who are receiving 2 associate's degrees please stand for recognition of your special achievement? Congratulations. And now it is my privilege to recognize those students who are graduating as veterans or members of the United States military. Military veterans are identified by red, white, and blue cords. We honor and appreciate you for serving our country. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. As I call your degree or certificate, please rise. Audience members, please hold your applause until all of our candidates have been recognized. Please. Will the candidate for the degree Associates of Applied Business in Accounting Technology please rise and be recognized? You may be seated. You came so close. You may be seated. Will all of the candidates for the degree Associates of Applied Business and Business Management Technology please rise and be recognized? You may be seated. Will all of the candidates for the degree Associates of Applied Science and Criminal Justice Technology please rise and be recognized? You may be seated. Will the candidates for the degree Associates of Applied Science and Digital Media Design Technology please rise and be recognized? You may be seated. Will all of the candidates for the degree Associates of Applied Science and Human Services please rise and be recognized? You may be seated. Will the candidate for the degree Associates of Applied Science in Law Enforcement Technology please rise and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Will all of the candidates for the degree Associates of Applied Science in Nursing Technology please rise and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Will the candidates for the degree Associates of Arts please rise and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Will the candidates for the degree Associates of Science please rise and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Will all of the candidates for the certificate in practical nursing please rise and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Will all of the candidates for the certificate surgical technology please rise and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Now, will all of the candidates please rise? Dr. Coe, I have the distinct honor to present and recommend, on behalf of my friends and colleagues, the faculty of Central Ohio Technical College, these candidates who have completed all of the requirements for the Associates of Applied Business degree, Associate of Applied Science degree, Associate of Arts degree, Associates of Science degree, Practical Nursing Certificate, and Surgical Technology Certificate.
Thank you, Dr. Berry. This is the part you wait for. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Central Ohio College Board of Trustees and the State of Ohio, I confer upon you the appropriate degrees and certificates with all the rights, privileges, and duties pertaining to. Congratulations. Let's give our candidates a round of applause. You may be seated. In recognition of the degrees and the certificates just conferred, the diplomas will now be handed out.
Antoinette Leona Hughes, with honors. Cagney Lynn Anderson. Nora M. Bullock, with honors. Jeremy David Brown. Stacy Jordan Cartnell, with honors. Andrew Michael Howe, with honors. Christopher Cody Moore, with honors. Patricia L. Perry. Erica Sue Stocker. Christy Lynn Thomas, with honors. Ashley Evelyn Doherty. Cassandra Rose Halger, with honors. Holly Lorene Patterson, with honors. Eric Holden Benjamin Siegfried Eberhardt. Lindsay Marie Allen. Kelly Shannon Bachman. Timothy Dean Bainter, with honors. Christopher Kenneth Bell. Daniela Marie Bertrand, with honors. Sherry Lynn Brubaker, with honors. Kimberly Ann Callandine. Carly Ann Campsey. Mackenzie K. Klein. Christina K. Naomi Doherty, with honors. Jeannie Evans Downey. Tiffany Nicole Estep, with honors. Stephanie Marie Edwards. Harrison Walker Evans. Hannah Ozzie Farshi. John Preston Frazier Jr., with honors. Shannon Marie Garton. Evan Andrew Green. Leslie Renee Hall. Mark Bradley Hall. Jamie R. Hanna. Christopher Allen Harmon, with honors. Gina T. Hendricks. Caitlin Michelle Hinkle, with honors. Douglas R. Hubble. Crystal Lynn Iacano, with honors. Melissa Marie Jacks. Brandy K. Johnson, with honors. Courtney Lynn Justice. Lauren Ann Kaler. Concelia Kanyango. We'll wait a little bit till they settle down before you go. We'll let them settle down for a second. Emily I. Kemp, with honors. Christine Elizabeth Kenny, with honors. Amy L. Kerr. Sandra Catherine Klein. Sheila Joe Marquand, with honors. Gracious Mbawa, with honors. Tracy L. McKnight, with honors. Rosalind Louise Melvin. Yodanis Mangastab. Aisha Anastasia Mascara Cochran. Melissa Sue Maurer, with honors. Rumbidzai Mugudu. Krista Marie Noggle, with honors. Christine Evelyn Nolan, with honors. Michael Kim O'Toole. Linda Kathleen Pena, with honors. Laura Lee Powson, with honors. Amanda Dawn Priest, with honors. Heather Ingrid Prince. Jessica Suzanne Rooney. Emily Dawn Ruggles. Brittany Ann Schmidt, with honors. Crystal Lee Shin. Nancy Jo Spees, with honors. Alicia R. Thompson. Jody Dawn Van Buren, with honors. John Michael Vroman, with honors. Chad Douglas Whittekund, with honors. Carrie Ann Wyman. Shauna Marie Ewing, with honors. Nathan Peter Good. Ruth Ann Kelly Duvall. Rebecca Sue Otto. Kalina in Topalava. Carla Ann White. Trista Lynn Gingerich. Amy Marie Lane, with honors. Terrence Christopher Walton. Johnny Willard Hagerman. Jody Ray Carroll. Jolie Ann Young. Alicia Renee Luckett. Jessica Ann Tyree, with honors. Ashley Nicole Barnhart. Jeannie Lynn Cutlip. Teresa Marie Links Mulligan. Elena Louise Love. Todd Allen Kaiser Sr.
Last but not least, Jason G. Newland.
Jason G. Newland Sr.
Great, thank you.
Will all of the graduates please rise? In keeping with academic tradition, you may now transfer your tassels from right to left. This is a visible symbol that you are now a graduate of Central Ohio Technical College. Now let's give our graduates a round of applause. You may be seated. My personal thanks at this time I would like to express to the Commencement Planning Committee, as well as the many members of the campus and community who helped make this an occasion for you to remember. Let's give them all a round of applause. This concludes the summer 2013 commencement ceremony of Central Ohio Technical College. Please remain seated until the platform party, the faculty, and the graduates have recessed. I now direct the recessional to begin.